who come. And so from Abraham come these two great nations, the Arab nation through Ishmael, and the Jewish or the Israelite nation through Prophet Isaac. And so we see that how they're related, and it is unfortunate that these two communities are at war or at odds with each other today. But they go back, both of them go back to Prophet Abraham, peace be upon him, the father of the monotheistic religions. So from the line of Isaac, we have these great prophets coming, but from the line of Ishmael, we see there is no prophets. Ishmael dies, and then for another 1,000 years, or more than 1,000 years, you find there is no prophets from this line. And then suddenly, at the end of the line is Muhammad, peace be upon him. The final prophet comes from the line of Ishmael. So Muhammad, peace be upon him, is a brother of the other Israelite prophets, in that they belong to the same family. They come from the same prophet Abraham. And this is something which many people do not realize, and they do not understand this. This is extremely important to understand, that not only was the message of these great prophets the same, but they even came from the same family. They trace their origins back to the same man, Abraham, peace be upon him. And so to consider Islam to be a foreign religion, to consider Islam to be an alien religion, and to not understand the links of Islam with the Israelite prophets is a grave injustice, and it causes a lot of problems. So when we say, for example, anti-Semitic, then that includes the Arabs, because the Arabs are the Semites too, because the word Semite comes from the word Sem, who was one of the sons of Prophet Noah, peace be upon him. And from him, the nations which came from Sem are called the Semitic people. So we have the ancient Egyptians who were Semitic. We have the Jewish nation, which is Semitic. And we also have the Arabs, who are also Semitic, because both of these nations came through Abraham, and Abraham was a descendant of Noah through his son Sem. So when we say anti-Semitic, we need to include the Arabs in that as well. So with Muhammad, peace be upon him, Islam was finalized, and the finer details of the religion were established by Allah. So Muslims do not see themselves as separate from Jews and Christians. Rather, they see themselves as the final chapter in the book of Islam. The book of Islam, the message of which is belief and worship in one Creator, one God. This book, the first chapter of this book was Adam, and the final chapter of this book is Muhammad. Peace and blessings be upon Adam and Muhammad and all the messengers who were in between the two. The Jews and the Christians are seen as brothers in faith, as part of the same message, the message of Islam, the message of worshipping one God. So the Jews and the Christians, they have a special relationship with the Muslims. And that is why in the Quran you'll find that they have a special title. God calls them Ahlul Kitab in Arabic, which means the people of the book, which is a highly praiseworthy, respectable, honorable title which Allah has given them, and has told the Muslims that that we have to respect these people because they were part of the nation which was given revelation by God. So we do have to believe that these people, their prophets were true, and in fact that these were all prophets of Islam, and we have to respect them. But at the same time, we have to call them away from the deviation which they have fallen into by not following the true message of the prophets they claim to follow. So for example, when the Jewish people claim to follow Moses, peace be upon him, we call them to the faith of Moses, which was Islam. When the Christians claim to follow Jesus, peace be upon him, we invite them and we invite them back to the original faith and the faith of Jesus, what Jesus preached. And that was Islam once again. So Islam unites the monotheistic religions and the people of the entire earth for that matter, and calls them under this one umbrella of brotherhood, this umbrella of unity of God, this umbrella of peace, being at peace with God, being at peace with the Creator. And if we are able to do so, then and truly then we will have a truly universal community. All human beings worshiping the same Creator, all human beings as brothers and sisters in Islam, all human beings recognizing that we come from the same man, Adam and Eve, no white having any superiority over the black, and the black having no superiority over the white, the Arab being equal to the non-Arab, the genders having their own particular roles to play, all working together, complementing each other to serve and worship the Creator. Wouldn't that be the ultimate society? Wouldn't that be the ultimate nation? The Ummah, the concept of Ummah in Islam is exactly that, to bring everyone under the banner of the worship of one God and enjoying each other's company as brothers and sisters and loving each other, not because of tribe, not because of color, not because of ethnic bonds or family bonds, but loving each other because we believe in the same Creator, loving each other as our brothers and sisters in faith. So I hope from this episode you were able to learn that Islam does not see itself as an alien religion or a new philosophy which started with Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, but rather it views itself as the finality of the same message, the message of Adam, the message of Moses and Jesus and Abraham, and the message of all the great prophets of Islam from Adam to Muhammad, peace be upon them all. Inshallah, in our next episode, we're going to talk about the life story of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and later on we're also going to explore the life story of some of the great other prophets of Islam, namely Noah, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, and Adam for that matter. So with that, I bid you farewell, and I end with the greetings of peace. Peace be upon all of you. Take care of yourself and take care of your neighborhoods, and spread the message of love and peace and the message of believe and worship in one God. Assalamu alaikum.